I apologise in advance for going on a bit, but nevertheless I think there are things that need to be said. I will say tonight what I've been wanting to say for some considerable time, and that is that this proposed road would be an obscene waste of public money and would bring about catastrophic environmental vandalism, destroying wildlife, habitats and ecosystems that have existed for centuries. It would dissect the Offerton community and devastate the valued green space between Offerton Estate, Bosden Farm and Hazel Grove. It will go close to homes and schools from Torkington to Lower Bredbury and particularly in Offerton. It would bring into the Goyt and Poise Brook valleys noise pollution, light pollution and air pollution where it currently doesn't exist. It would, in the words of the business case, reallocate poor air quality and destroy one of Stockport's most tranquil and beautiful areas. But, and this is the most damning consideration, it won't work. The so-called benefits would be short-lived. The projection for the Airport Relief Road is that by 2024, any short-term benefits gained will be lost. What building this road would do is open up the Goyt Valley for future development, as has happened on every other occasion when roads have been built through green spaces. The green spaces don't stay green for very long. There's evidence already to show that where a bypass skirts a single settlement bordered with farmland, green space enclosed by the bypass is suburbanised. Where the bypass navigates green spaces between two existing suburban communities, both occupy any remaining green space. There has to be another way, a better way. For those of us who think that public money for capital schemes belongs to the people and should always be used wisely to gain long-lasting benefits, it is the cost of this road and its inability to solve the problem of congestion that is so obscene. Development costs for the bypass are 4.4 million to achieve the next outline business case, i.e. the detailed case that would be submitted to the government to obtain funding for construction. However, match funding would be required from the council as per the recommendations 4.1. This report tonight gives no indication of how much that would be. Construction of the road is costed at 477 million plus 10.1 million assumed to be needed for environmental mitigation works, section 4.3.3. This is an inflation level of 1.2%, which has already been exceeded. So, as with so many of these schemes, the final cost would be undeniably greater. There is little said in the business case about the environmental impact of building the bypass, but it does not take a great deal of imagination to know that the impact would be catastrophic. It is made all the worse because it won't solve the problem, and yet will irrevocably destroy a part of Stockport we should cherish for future generations. Looking fleetingly over the appendices, I see there are badgers, otters, water voles, brown hares, hedgehogs already under severe pressure, bat species, kingfishers, peregrine falcons, bird species, great-crested newts, other amphibian, reptile species, plant species, invertebrate species, Poise Brook Nature Reserve, Goyt Valley, SSSI. But hey, let's dig it up. Destroy their habitat and their ecosystems, degrade their environment and open up the area for further destruction, because that's what would happen. Is the short-term gain worth all of this? This case states that for less than half the total cost of the road, Metrolink could come into Stockport, up to Marple, out to the airport. And given the discussion that we've just had, then surely that is the way to go. Instead of the eternal homage to the car, surely, with CO2 emissions rising and therefore air pollution rising, damaging people, animals, land and sea, we should do everything within our power to look for alternatives. When a new road is built, new traffic will divert onto it. Many people may make new trips they would otherwise not make and will travel longer distances just because of the presence of the new road. This well-known and long-established effect is known as induced traffic. Induced traffic means that the predicted congestion benefits of a new road are often quickly eroded. Traffic levels on bypass roads can also rise faster than expected due to induced traffic, all of which means the hoped-for benefits of a new road can evaporate very quickly. The phenomenon of induced traffic has been observed by transport professionals since 1925, and recent authoritative reviews have confirmed that induced traffic is still beating forecasts on new roads across the country. Can I ask that people read the CPRE report 2017, The End of the Road? The report confirmed that major new roads increase traffic above the general traffic increases for their areas, with traffic increases of up to 47% over 20 years. The bad environmental effects of new roads, with loss of ancient woodland, wildlife habitats and damage to the landscape are well known. But this report confirms that the promised safety and economic benefits from new roads are just not delivered. This is based on the in-depth report from TFQL, which analysed over 80 schemes from the past 20 years using official data from the post-opening evaluation. It was way back in 1925 that the opening of a new section of the Great West Road in London demonstrated, quote, the remarkable manner in which new roads generate new traffic. But the notion was soon forgotten. It was rediscovered in a road research laboratory in 1958, and it was also remembered long enough to appear in a Ministry of Transport advice document in 1968, which said generated traffic on large schemes has often amounted to between 5 and 25% over the normal forecast traffic level, larger in exceptional circumstances. There are quotes from all kinds of reports on the internet for anyone who wants to care to have a look at them. Careful scrutiny of the traffic flow data suggests that traffic flow after the scheme opened has been significantly higher than growth on nearby road corridors. And another one, nevertheless, in view of the fact that many of the schemes reviewed have demonstrated significant increases in traffic volumes in the range of 10 to 35% within a period of 1 to 2 years opening, there would seem a strong case to consider that induced traffic has to be considered in detail in evaluations. So, 1925, 1937, 1958, 1963, 1968, 1985, 1987, 1988, 1994, 1996, 2006, and now in 2017, for over 90 years, there has been the same experience and the same conclusions. Why don't we take any notice? The building of this road will not solve the congestion problems in Stockport. The building of the road will cost unknown millions of pounds to create a short-term benefit to car drivers. The building of this road will savagely destroy irreplaceable landscape trees and plants. It will destroy wildlife habitats, degrade the environment, and open the doors of the Goit Valley to development that all the evidence shows will follow. I've not talked in detail about the impact on Offerton tonight because that would fill another 6 pages, but that in itself is reason enough not to proceed. Mumblings about this road have been around for over 40 years. We've learnt a great deal over those years. My hope is that this decision will be made on the basis of existing evidence, which clearly shows that building this road just will not work. And can I leave you with a quote from the Greater Manchester Congestion Conversation document? However, there's also evidence to suggest that building new roads can often encourage more car travel, making traffic even worse in the long run, or relocating congestion to another point further along the same road. For heaven's sake, let's not keep keep on repeating the same mistakes over and over again. Thank you, Chair.